It's Tuesday and you're tuned into News 5. I'm Sabrina Daly. Here's what's making headlines tonight. A back-to-school donation from Superintendent Aaron Gamboa is stirring up controversy. But it's also bringing Belizean businessmen and the police department together. So, what's the real story behind those counterfeit JanSport backpacks? In the public transport sector, the Belize Bus Association is crying foul over how the electric bus contract was awarded. They say the process wasn't fair. Meanwhile, in Western Belize, health officials have confirmed another case of human screwworm, this time in a 60-year-old man. And at the port of Belize, importers are up in arms. Their containers are stuck in a growing backlog and they want answers. Plus, In tonight's edition of Culture Tuesday, we're taking a colorful look back at 50 years of Carnival in Belize, how it started and how it's evolved. All that and more is coming up at the top of the hour. News 5 starts now. Stay with us.
A hurricane can turn everyday objects into dangerous projectiles. Secure loose outdoor items like furniture and grills. Board up windows and trim trees around your house. These simple steps can significantly reduce damage during a storm. Don't wait until the last minute. Be proactive and secure your home today. Remember, it pays to get it right with RFNG Insurance, a road group company.
Belize is on the move. The coastal road is now powered by Digi's ever-expanding 4G LTE advanced network. Now you can stream that music, track that storm, or stop to send that file. Digi 4G LTE has got you covered. Digi, leading Belize's digital transformation.
Welcome back. What began as a good faith effort by the superintendent, Aaron Gamboa, to help children return to school has transformed into a powerful story of partnership and generosity. Police officers across the country have been stepping up to ensure students head back to class with dignity, sparking both debate and compassion along the way. When A&R, the country's sole authorized JanSport distributor, raised concerns about the school bags, it created an unexpected opportunity for collaboration. Businessman Saeed Perdomo and Kelvin Lee of Vin's Liquors joined forces with A&R to provide hundreds of genuine JanSport bags, books, and other supplies. A&R Enterprises has issued a formal apology to the people of Belize, expressing regret for any misunderstanding for the school bag donation and emphasizing their responsibility to protect authenticity and warranty as they are authorized distributors of JanSport in Belize. Tonight, we bring you the story of how one officer's initiative turned into a movement of unity for Belizean families.
For many families, back-to-school shopping is an overwhelming expense, but this year, a community-driven effort is lightening the load. Superintendent Aaron Gamboa's School Bag Initiative, which started as a simple act of kindness, came under the scrutiny when questions were raised about counterfeit JanSport products. But rather than dividing the community, the situation opened doors for collaboration between the police and the private sector. Now, A&R Enterprises, Car Guys, and Vin's Liquors have joined forces with donors like Saeed Perdomo to provide children with authentic JanSport bags and school supplies.
You got two sides of the story. I'm a businessman at the end of the day. I know where A&R they go through and you build one brand and you see fakes out there. You know that. You know that undercut you because you have to invest, you have to put up the marketing, a lot of money in a one brand. If you notice, they have billboards all on it. But Gambis does no wrong. Like I said before, like mine, a man they give to poor people, a man they give to people who can't afford. That's something where nobody know they do. How he benefit from that? No way. He not run for politics. He soon done. He only got 2-3 more years if he not the force. A man they do that for his heart. I love him, family that love. You understand? So when I to me that made a bad timing. Yeah. So when I say that, I think about it the night this morning. I crack and joke on Facebook, and then I say, you know what? Since I understand it too, I want to buy some bag for A&R, make them match it though. And then when I get the same man way, when they attack, or when I shouldn't say they attack, but when people attack for the fake bag, give him for those. So It start like that.
Businessman Said Perdomo has partnered with Vin Liquors for a generous back-to-school donation. In addition, A&R has agreed to match his contribution not only by providing school bags but also filling them with essential supplies like pencils and other items students need.
People that suffer, you have to help. You know what I mean? Yeah. You have to help. I mean, you were a child. You know if somebody give you this. Listen, my daughter. If somebody give you this and I pick you excited, so then they give you a bag, you know, they worry if that's fake. And then as a parent who can't afford it, your kid then one step closer to go to school. Your hustle school bag, your hustle pen, pencil, book. School bag now must say half hour you have to hustle. Then people that one more step to full attendance, and education is important.
To help us better understand the issue, we spoke with attorney Tiffany Cadle, one of the country's few specialists in intellectual property law. She explained the real risks of counterfeit goods and why enforcement matters. Cadle says the sale and circulation of fake products not only violate intellectual property rights, but also hurt local distributors who follow the law.
The giving to the public in any manner is always something that is welcome, especially during this time. You understand, people is struggling to get their children back to school. That is an effort that we cannot downgrade. But what is being highlighted here is the backlash to A&R, who I am made to understand from they have issued a statement that they are the distributor, they are the sole distributor for JanSport school bags. Now, as a business, what you're doing is destroying JanSport name. You're destroying this reputation. You're destroying the reputation of a bag which is known for its strength, its durability, a certain thing. What if, for argument's sake, these bags aren't real and then they go to school 2 weeks in and 2 weeks in the bag bust? Do you think they're going to say that it is JanSport counterfeit? They're going to say, no, I will never buy a JanSport bag again from nowhere because this bag is not good.
We visited A&R Enterprises to show viewers how to spot a genuine JanSport bag. From logos to stitching and tags, they highlighted the key details that set the authentic bags apart. Can you show me how we are able to find out that these are authentic JanSport? What are the features? What are the details? Is there a way that you can show me?
How we tell the difference between the JanSport is real or fake? You can also open the school bag, you'll find the QR code. You can also scan it. Also, the zipper have the JS for the JanSport and the fishnet sewing also. And the quality of the school bag lasts long and strong.
The source and authenticity of the bags for Gamboa's program remain unclear, but the situation underscores the importance of intellectual property. Knowing how to spot genuine products helps protect businesses and consumers alike. I am Tanya Arceo for News 5.
The Belize Bus Association is voicing its concerns after learning that all 3 electric buses donated to Belize by the European Union and the UN Development Program are being handed over to one bus operator, Westline Bus Company. The Belize Bus Association says they were promised a fair share of the electric buses donated to Belize, but now they're crying foul. According to the BBA, former Transport Minister Rodwell Ferguson had committed to splitting the buses among operators, 1 for the north, 2 for the west. But after a technical review by the Ministry of Transport, the Ministry of Energy and the UNDP, Westline Bus Company was chosen as the sole operator. The BBA says that decision puts other operators at a disadvantage. And while there's been no official announcement just yet, Transport Minister Dr. Louis Zabane has confirmed the details to us.
Today, the ministry, we are finalizing the actual signing of the agreement because there were a couple points that needed to be fleshed out, and those have already now been clarified. And We are aiming to start at the beginning of September. It's a pilot project that will yield information on the performance of these electric buses. There will be 2 buses running on the Western Highway and 1 bus on the George Price Highway and 1 bus on the Philip Golson Highway. Data will be gathered on how the buses perform, and that will be very important for us to determine how we can gradually evolve to buses that will be using electricity rather than petroleum as the source of energy. So we are really grateful to UNDP, and the whole project is being funded by the European Union.
Okay, and how long will Westline be able to make use of these buses for? How long will he have them?
Yes, the project ends the end of this year, and the 3 buses will then be handed over to the Ministry of Transportation at the end of the pilot period.
And what happens to them after that? Is another bid put out? Will people be allowed to offer themselves again and it will be reviewed again?
No. If we get to the point where we have national consolidated company, then because it's owned by government, then those buses will become a part of the assets that go into the consolidated company, along with the terminals that will be the contribution of government to that new company.
The Belize Bus Association isn't backing down. They say handing over all 3 electric buses to Westline Bus Company gives them an unfair edge over other operators. But Westline's owner, Sergio Chuck, says the criticism is misplaced. According to Chuck, every operator had a chance to apply, but many didn't meet the basic requirements, like having a backup bus for emergencies or proper facilities to house the vehicles. Today, Westline staff got hands-on training from BYD, the company behind the electric buses, on how to care for and operate the new fleet. We caught up with Chuck, who shared what it took to qualify and why he believes Westline was the right fit.
One of the main requirements is that you had to be an established bus operator. You had to have minimum of 5 years experience in the bus industry here in Belize. You had to have a standby bus, so in case one of the EV buses were not working, you had to have a normal regular diesel bus on standby that could take out the routes. And they wanted the newer model had to be at least 2013, I believe, when it was 10 years when the process just started. Fully air conditioned, licensed and insured. I believe that is what kind of knocked off several of the applicants that their company did not have standby buses that the bidding process required, no, with air condition and being 10 years or newer. Those are some of the points that clearly stand out in the application. And of course, you had to have a proper management team already in place. We had to identify drivers. We had to identify backup drivers. We had to show if we had a garage to keep the units safely after they come off the road here in Benke, in the Belize City, and in Corozal. It was an elaborate process, and actually my company did not have the expertise to write out this project, so we had to hire a consultant to write out the business plan for us, the model that met all the requirements.
Westline has been confirmed as the sole operator of the e-bus routed to be implemented in western and northern Belize. While the Ministry of Transport explained that the company was selected after a lengthy review by the UN Development Program and Ministry of Transport, the Belize Bus Association is calling for greater transparency in the process. Despite no official announcement from the ministry, Westline had already begun technical training for the bus operators of the buses. BBA President Thomas Shaw spoke with us earlier today to clarify the association's stance on the matter. Here's what he had to say.
I would just like to make it categorically clear that operators are not against the e-buses. E-buses are rejecting it. They're just against the way how it's been set up, whereas they don't feel like there's transparency within the whole system. When the Honorable Rodney Ferguson came out of office, he had promised what in his discussion was that the buses would have been shared amongst the operators, one in the north and then two in the west. But we are hearing now that only one operator will get in the three buses. And in reality, some of the operators didn't apply, so they were not privy to the information of only who applied were privy to the information. Now, what that will create if one operator gets it, all we are trying to do is to have a level playing field. If one operator gets it and he goes in the north, then automatically he'll have to actually infringe on another operator's schedule. So if an operator gets it in the north, then he can put that bus within his same slot without affecting anybody. In the west, if whichever operator it is, if they get that run in the west, then that bus goes on his slot, and it does not affect either no other bus company in the west. So this is what the operators were looking at, that they think that the buses, it's not like the operators don't want it. The operators, they want it. They're not backing down from it.
Coming up, human screwworm case in Belize sparks urgent health response. More when we return.
This is the new era of the Mexican Caribbean. A whole spectrum of colors and hues, multi-dimensional cuisine, holographic beaches. The true new era is within you.
Get ready for back to school with Benny's B-Books. We have limited edition Benny's exercise and composition books just in time for the new school year. Get 6 composition books for 5 B-Bucks and 12 exercise books for only 2 B-Bucks. Benny's and B-Bucks, getting you ready for back to school.
We are ready for back to school. Are you?
Belize's new banknotes feature national heroes. But how do these banknotes reflect our country's heritage? The new family of banknotes celebrates the 2 dimensions of currency, a means of exchange and a representation of our Belizean heritage. The central bank is committed to keeping our currency not only secure, but also a source of national pride. Each denomination features a theme of the Belizean landscape, including historical buildings, archaeological and marine attractions, waterfalls and rivers, birds, and jungle life. These are a central part of our national heritage and a tribute to this place we call home. New look, same value, our heritage. Learn more at www.centralbank.org.bz. A message from the Central Bank of Belize.
But you have personality flaw and you have to correct a flaw.
You have interpersonal conflicts which erode your support base.
Yeah. Shine Barrow. Your constituents don't want you.
8 out of every 10 voters rejected you.
Your party doesn't want you.
The majority of the people in our party, we're sick of this. We're sick of seeing what's happening in our party.
Your own family doesn't want you.
It's well known in the constituency that Finnegan wasn't with you.
The Barrow thinking is along my line.
that there is need for change of leadership in the party.
Shine Barrow, if your own pa no want you, if your uncle no want you, what makes you think the people want you? It's time for you to grow up and step down.
It all comes down to this. After weeks of epic battles, show-stopping vocals, and jaw-dropping experiences, the stage is set for KTV The Remix Finals. Your top contestants are pulling out all the stops, performing their very own original songs, and putting a fresh spin on the smart jingle like you've never heard it before. Who will remix their way to the top 3? Who's got the voice, the vibe, and the vision to win it all? Don't miss the finals of KTV The Remix Season 7 on August 19th. The music is original. The competition is real. The energy off the charts.
Bringing people together.
On Monday, Belize confirmed its first human case of New World screwworm. Tonight, a second case has been confirmed. The Ministry of Health and Wellness says that a 60-year-old man from Camalote village is being treated for an injury to the leg that is infected with the New World screwworm. Samples from the patients were sent to the Belize Agricultural Health Authority from the Western Regional Hospital for testing. Baja confirmed the case late this afternoon, and now health personnel are on the ground in Camalote collecting data. This is similar to the first case where a 21-year-old man from Benque Viejo showed up at the San Ignacio Community Hospital with a wound that turned out to be infested with screwworm larvae. Now, health officials are working quickly to figure out where he may have picked up the infection. The Ministry of Health and Wellness, along with the Belize Agricultural Health Authority, is tracing his steps and collecting data to pinpoint the source. Chief Vector Control Officer Kim Bautista says the diagnosis was confirmed the same day the samples were taken, and the patient is responding well to treatment with ivermectin and antibiotics. Bautista also explained that the ministry has rolled out surveillance protocols and is urging the public to take wound care seriously, especially since the parasite can infect both animals and humans.
The standard response would be, as I mentioned, we collaborate with Baja Agriculture and others. They're also part of the whole One Health framework that we have in country, where we collaborate with various sectors on zoonotic diseases, and this falls into that category because it can both affect animals and humans. And so the standard response would be to have a joint investigation, whereby from a public health and animal health perspective, you would look at the potential place of employment and residence to see if there are other animals that may be out there that have wounds, because the flies may be coming from infected animals, or it may be livestock, and our pets, or it could be coming from wildlife within the forest. So that would have to be established, looking at his work history, his travel patterns, and different factors that may have exposed him to this.
This case marks a serious development in the parasite spread, which has already affected hundreds of animals across the country. We've been keeping an eye on this, and here's the latest. It's not stray dogs that are getting infected. It's actually pets. And the common link? Untreated wounds. That's a big concern, because if a pet with an open wound can get infected, so can humans, especially those with cuts or scrapes. Bautista broke it down for us. There are simple steps you can take to protect yourself, your pets, and your neighborhood.
One of the primary roles that the ministry has is to support the National Response Committee in creating awareness amongst the public. And as Dr. Petch pointed out, the highest incidence currently being seen in dogs. And you could go a little bit further, because these are not necessarily stray dogs. These are many of these dogs are dogs with owners. And so why I emphasize in terms of proper wound management in both in humans and animals is because if you're monitoring your animal, your pet, then you would be able to nip that transmission in the bud earlier and in your neighborhood. Because if you're seeing the dog with a early infestation and Baha is called out and they kill off the larvae in that wound, the way the transmission works is within a 21-day cycle on average, you would tend to have from larvae to adult. And so if the wound isn't managed and you're not killing those larvae, as those larvae develop and pupate, they fall on the ground eventually a few days after they're adults, and it increases the population of the fly in the area. So early detection and wound management is the key. And likewise in humans, if you know that your animals have an infestation or an infection, then you're managing that properly. You yourself personally, if you have a wound, then you know that you need to keep that bandage up and minimize exposure.
There's a shipping snag at the port of Belize, and it's causing major delays. For the past month, importers have been struggling to get their containers released, and it's all tied to equipment issues and a surge in incoming cargo. But things took a turn when CMA, CGM, and a global shipping company opened its office in Belize and brought in a vessel carrying around 250 containers. Now here's the sticking point. Payment arrangements to the port didn't go through as expected, and that's held up the release of those containers. We're now hearing that an official message has gone out to start releasing them, but the backlog is already creating headaches. So what's really going on behind the scenes? We've got the details.
Recently, I think for the last month or so, we've been having issues with getting containers out of the port. And what I mean by that is that due to equipment malfunction and a high inflow of containers that were brought into the port. Now, coupled with that, now we have had an issue recently where CMA, CGM have now decided to open their offices here in Belize. They brought in a ship like tomorrow would have made pretty much like 2 weeks ago. And when that vessel came in, of course, you have to make your arrangements to make payments to the port for them to offer their services. And apparently from the little bit that we have been told that the payment didn't go through. We kind of just got an unofficial message today that they should start releasing containers today. And that is what is creating this problem. Now, that vessel brought in like around 250 containers 2 weeks ago. And from what I'm understanding, that most of the containers are not being released.
Heightened shipping regulations are now in place, affecting all bulk and duty-exempt cargo bound for Belize. Without the required documents at the time of shipment, cargo will either be delayed, incur duties, or be withheld entirely.
So these people may probably have as much as 5 or 6 containers that came in. They'll have to process maybe 150, 200 declarations per container. That number adds up. Then, coupled with that Belize Bank system, Belize Bank has just did some upgrade to their system, which totally have the whole customs program not interfacing with it. So now when you're trying to do a payment, an online payment through Belize Bank, it doesn't connect to the server. So the system doesn't show it as paid. Then that has to go to the Treasury. Then the Treasury won't release that information until the following day. So, it's a host of things. Like I said, malfunctioning equipment at the port, a high inflow of containers that started to come in. In that high inflow of container, which of course includes these same IM4 declaration, which are like what we would call the barrel trade and stuff like that.
After the break, Carnival fever builds as Belize counts down to 50th anniversary. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
But you have personality flaw, and you have to correct a flaw.
You have interpersonal conflicts which erode your support base.
Yeah.
Shine Barrow. Your constituents don't want you.
8 out of every 10 voters rejected you.
Your party doesn't want you.
The majority of the people in our party, we're sick of this. We're sick of seeing what's happening in our party.
Your own family doesn't want you.
It's well known in the constituency that Finnegan wasn't with you.
The Barrow thinking is along my line that there is need for change of leadership in the party.
Shine Barrow, if your own pa no want you, if your uncle no want you, what makes you think the people want you? It's time for you to grow up and step down.
Every day, the demand on your business get higher. More productivity, better equipment, and reliable support to keep up with a fast-moving world. At Cellular World Business Solutions, we're ready to help you boost performance across every operation. Don't let outdated technology hold you back. With our certified and supported solutions, your business stays ahead. We supply office equipment, printers, inks, and toners, software licenses, IT system assembly as your Dell Platinum and Cisco partner, appliances, and custom orders tailored to your needs. From startups to large enterprises and renowned institutions, we serve every corner of the country because no industry can afford to fall behind on technology. Let's take your business to the next level. Contact us today at 610-2494. Cellular World Business Solutions, your reliable partner in business success.
that time of the year again. The Belize Carnival Association proudly presents the annual King and Queen competitions. Watch as your favorite carnival band bring gigantic jaw-dropping costume to life, bursting with creativity, color, and unstoppable energy. It all goes down at the Belize Civic Center on August 23rd, 2025. Pre-judging starts at 5 p.m. with the main show at 7 p.m. Enjoy the live performances by Kenny G and the New Creation Band and experience the magic of Carnival like never before. Tickets are only $15 for adults, $5 for kids. Be there, feel the energy, and celebrate Carnival.
Hola mamá, ¿cómo estás? Te acabo de enviar dinero por Western Union usando DigiWallet. ¿Usted puede creer que mi tía en México me pagó por la misma aplicación usando DigiWallet? ¡Qué bien! Sí, mamá, y es facilísimo. Lo puedo hacer desde donde sea, sin filas y sin estrés. Todo fácil. Bueno, mamá, te dejo. Cuídate mucho.
Coming up, the best of Barbados and more at Carifesta 15. International interns enjoy breakthrough opportunities. History with a side of salsa. Yes, we're in San Juan. Community programs in Dominica receive a major boost. The home base with all you can ask for. It's all next on this station.
It's that time of the year again, when the streets of Belize explode with color, music, and pure energy. Carnival is turning 50, and this golden anniversary is a celebration of Belizean culture, creativity, and community. What started as a small street parade has grown into a month-long spectacle that brings the country to life. And in this week's edition of Culture Tuesday, we're taking you back, tracing Carnival's roots and showing how it's evolved into one of the most anticipated events on the calendar. News 5's Brittany Gordon has the story.
The countdown to Carnival is officially on, and with just under 3 weeks to go, the excitement is building fast. Across Belize, bands are gearing up, costumes are coming together, and the energy is electric. Every year, events like Mass Camp and the Carnival King and Queen competition help set the stage for the big day. But believe it or not, it wasn't always this elaborate. Dorla Vaughn, the proud owner of Black Pearl Junior Carnival Band, has been a part of the carnival scene for an incredible 37 years. She takes us back to where it all began and shares how the celebration has grown into the vibrant spectacle we know and love today.
The atmosphere was very hype, right? But when I started in 1988, we started with 8 girls. And 1989, we had 80 kids. I think, they just saw what we did and they love it. And at that time, it's not, the costume was stuff that we sew skirt and blouse and everything to match.
Carnival started as a spark to revive September 10th celebrations. Just a few brave Belizeans in the homemade costumes dancing through the streets. Fast forward to today, and it's a full-blown celebration of culture, freedom, and Belizean pride. Soleil Arguelles, one of the founding members of the Belize Carnival Road March, has seen it all. She loves the energy and the dancers, but says not everything on the road sits well with her.
Carnival, it has become a beautiful thing, but I still do not, in my heart, I really object to the vulgarity that it brings today. I'm not interested.
Vaughn appreciates how the carnival has adapted to make safe spaces for children separate from the adults that participate.
We make kids know that they are kids and they know they dance at the same time with the adults, and then at the same time we have to provide good dance move for them because they can't dance any kind of way, plus we can't dress in any kind of way. They have to dress properly, right? So I think that's a different change, because back then they could have worn anything. They could have worn a tight, they could have worn leggings, but no, we can't do that.
Carnival has come a long way, and so have the costumes. These days, some outfits cost hundreds of dollars, showing just how much investment goes into the celebration. But not everyone can afford to keep up. Marina Welcome, owner of Jump Street Posse, says more support is needed, especially for kids who want to be a part of the magic but struggle to fund their passion. She's calling for more help to make Carnival truly inclusive.
I think the government and the business places need to get more involved and focus on the kids rather than the adults. Remember, the adults have jobs that they can help themselves. The kids have to depend upon their parents, right? But what I notice now is that the business place and thing, everybody jump to help the senior more than the junior.
Numerous expenses as well as the competitive nature of the Carnival festivities have been tough for some to manage. Vaughn says that it comes with a silver lining: motivation.
It motivates you because it make you bring out your creativity, and that's a good thing, because sometimes when you put them costume together, you look on it and say, wow, I never knew I could have do this.
Carnival may have changed over the years, but one thing stays the same: Belizeans' love for music, dance, and country. Dorla Vaughn, a longtime Carnival veteran, says passion is what keeps her and others coming back year after year, no matter how the celebration evolves.
The fun of it, and especially this area where I live in now, they always call this area like a bad area, but I just try and make this one seasonal thing every year so that the kids out of the area, any next area will want to come and dance with me, have something to do in the summertime.
Changes are inevitable, but whether this aspect of culture survives depend on how society reacts and adapts to them, creating space for the celebration to grow and improve. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
"13 proud Belizeans are packing their talent and heading to Barbados this week, ready to shine on the regional stage. They'll be representing Belize at the 15th edition of Carifesta, the Caribbean Festival of Arts, where music, fashion, and creativity take center stage. It's a chance to connect, learn, and grow. From workshops to networking, this festival is all about building up the region's creative economy. And Belize is right there in the mix, showing the Caribbean what we've got.
We are focusing on 3 areas. We're focusing on fashion design, Handmade by Belize, which is an initiative that Niche launched earlier this year, in February actually, that speaks to the development of handicraft and handmade designs. And we're also focusing or participating in the area of music. We're taking with us Chico Ramos, a living legend. Chico will be performing, of course, there on one of the various lineups that they have at the Carifesta. But Chico, we also submitted for him for something that Carifesta this year is having called Icons of the Caribbean, where they are recognizing icons in different areas, in film, in visual arts, and he is being recognized in the area called Born of the Rhythm. So he will be on a concert where icons who have contributed to indigenous musical forms are performing. So that is something special that Chico is going to be doing. Chico put together a band special for Carifesta. His band is comprised of well-known musicians. Some of them are new, some of them are veterans of the stage, and so he has a 7-member band as well. And so we're really excited.
I am participating as an elder and also as the curator for Handmade by Belize, which is a project we started with about 25 different artists. At Carifesta, we have 9 of them that are being represented. And my main focus here is not just to showcase the art, but Carifesta affords you an opportunity where you liaise with other artists and artisans. But most importantly, we're at a stage now where many things are happening in the world. We're part of CARICOM, of course, but I don't think that we have taken that as an advantage.
When we return, activist demands breakdown of legal spending in electoral cases.
All right, when the one fun day on, the window open and the light may turn off. It looks like you listen to me, Jamie.
Not only that, I even get a new coffee mug where keep my coffee hot all day.
I'm impressed. You don't look like you're so hard, yes?
Better than that, BL can change my meter to one of their new smart meter, they call it the AMI.
Oh, I hear about it on TV for BL ad, you know.
Yes, man, they don't reach the money by to change it right now. Let's go check it out.
Hey guys, I'm almost done here.
So that when you reach my area?
We're upgrading meters across Belize, house by house, business by business. Always look out for BL logo, uniforms, and IDs. BL will make you know when we're in the area. The EMI meter rollout is a part of BL strategy to modernize our energy services.
Well, you don't need to come in at my house, right?
Come in at your house, boss, only if you got something good for you.
BEL, bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Los nuevos billetes de Belice presentan a héroes nacionales. Pero, ¿cómo reflejan los billetes el patrimonio de nuestro país? La nueva serie de billetes celebra las dos dimensiones de la moneda. Un medio de intercambio y una representación de nuestro patrimonio beliceño. El Banco Central se compromete a mantener nuestra moneda no solo segura, sino también una fuente de orgullo nacional. Cada denominación presenta un tema del paisaje beliceño, incluyendo edificios históricos, atracciones arqueológicas y marinas, cascadas y ríos, aves y vida silvestre. Estos son una parte central de nuestro patrimonio nacional y un tributo a este lugar que llamamos hogar. Nueva imagen, mismo valor, nuestro patrimonio. Para obtener más información, visite www.centralbank.org.bz. Un comunicado del Banco Central de Belice.
Josetún presenta Los Cumbia Kings. Los Cumbia Kings en concierto. Este 30 de agosto en el Estadio del Pueblo, Orange Mall Belice. Los Cumbia Kings en vivo.
No tengo dinero ni nada que dar.
No te pierdas el concierto del año que te hará bailar como nunca. General 150, VIP 200 y Platino $350. Boletos a la venta en la aplicación WePass, disponible en Android y iPhone. También con Orange Drag con cuellos, Shell One Stop, María's Café, Lifestyle Beauty Salon y WSK Call Center al 611-3677. Amor Turquesa, Boutique Belmopá. Gracias al patrocinio de
BTV, Mechas, Cuellos, Lock and Loaded, Mark Production, Quick Pass, Lighthouse,
Instituto Nacional de Cultura e Historia y Smart Belize.
Last night, we told you about a social activist pushing for transparency and how public funds are spent on legal battles. Jerry Enriquez has filed a Freedom of Information request with the Attorney General's ministry, asking for a detailed breakdown of payments made to attorneys and law firms since January, specifically in cases challenging Belize's electoral boundaries. Enriquez says it's about making that information public. He believes Belizeans deserve to know how their tax dollars are being used in these high-stakes constitutional cases.
It is only right for the Belizean citizens to be aware of the monies that are being expended by the government of Belize to defend their unconstitutional actions. They were elected unconstitutionally. They went through elections violating the constitution that required fair electoral redivisioning. They failed to do that. They rushed through election before November, which was the time that would be the elections. And so we want to find out how much money is being spent to defend their case against us. And that is the motivation. The second motivation also is that even though they promised that they would do the redivisioning as soon as possible, we noticed that there is nothing in the budget and the national budget for redivisioning for this year's budget. And therefore, the question is raised, why are they spending money to hire these high-priced attorneys when they could have used that money to just get on with the work of redivisioning of electoral divisions? So that is a great concern that we have. Thirdly, we who are citizens, concerned citizens who are taking on this giant task to call the government into account, we have to be finding and raising money and expending our own personal expenses against a well-resourced government, even though we tried as best as we can to raise funds to be able to carry on this case. It is good for the citizens to know what we are also against, fighting against a well-resourced government.
The Belize Recyclers and Waste Management Association has held its second annual general meeting. The event focused on building stronger partnerships for better waste management under the theme, Strengthening Collaboration Through Sustainable Waste Management in Belize. CEO Milagro Matos, who heads the Ministry of Sustainable Development, praised BRWMA as a driver of change in Belize's push for more responsible consumption and waste disposal. She highlighted the group's growing role in tackling one of the country's biggest environmental challenges. A new executive board was elected during the meeting, with Luis Garcia of Eco-Friendly Solutions Limited stepping in as president. Other board members represent a mix of recycling companies, small businesses, and community organizations. Members also voted to introduce staggered term elections, meaning half the board will be elected each year. This move aims to keep leadership steady while mentoring new members and ensuring long-term progress. Formed in April 2024, BRWMA brings together government, private sector, and civil society to improve recycling and waste management across Belize. The association says it remains committed to creating cleaner, healthier communities through sustainable solutions. Up next, CBU's 56th Assembly celebrates Caribbean media excellence in Barbados.
Easy, accessible, safe, yours. Digi Wallet. Easy, accessible, safe, yours.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Aiwa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Aiwa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Aiwa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Aiwa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Aiwa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
This is where blue innovation meets green ambition and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Carib in San Pedro. This is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025, Bridging Markets, Building Resilience. September 3rd to 5th, Sunset Carib, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
It all comes down to this. After weeks of epic battles, show-stopping vocals, and jaw-dropping experiences, the stage is set for KTV The Remix Finals. Your top contestants are pulling out all the stops, performing their very own original songs, and putting a fresh spin on the smart jingle like you've never heard it before. Who will remix their way to the top 3? Who's got the voice, the vibe, and the vision to win it all? Don't miss the finals of KTV The Remix Season 7 on August 19th. The music is original. The competition is real. The energy off the charts.
Bringing people together.
It's been quite the journey for Voice International BPO. Since setting up shop in Belize back in 2007, the company has packed up and moved 5 times. But this latest move is a game changer. Just weeks away from its 18th anniversary, Voice has settled into a well-appointed seaside location on the outskirts of Belize City, right in a growing hub for call centers. This morning, the company marked the occasion with a launch ceremony, and News 5's Paul Lopez was there to capture the moment. Here's his report.
After 18 years in the country, Voice International has set up shop alongside the Philip Golson Highway, bringing fresh energy and a scenic view to its growing team.
Over the past 18 years, Voice has gone through several different eras, and a part of those eras has been moving from one location to another location. Here in Belize City alone, this is our 5th move since inception in 2007. And I think it's a strong indication of investor confidence in terms of always trying to find modern facilities, new locations to provide inspirational environments for people that work in the call center business.
The first and second floors of the building offer more than just a workspace. The modern design and open view of the Caribbean Sea is an added benefit for those seeking scenic therapy. But how is Voice navigating the uncertainties that exist in the face of the controversial Keep Call Centers in America bill?
It's always interesting in the U.S. There's a lot of regulatory things and legislative things going on, and certainly this period of time is no different. There's certainly a lot going on, but we monitor things like that. And again, it's very early on in its process of where it may eventually go. But really, what we look at is we want to continue to be here. Continue the excellent work that's done here, and this call center is very well thought of. I mean, we get rave reviews from customers up in the U.S.
Voice International isn't just expanding in Belize City, they're also planting roots up north in Orange Walk. The BPO company, which now boasts a team of 300, has just opened a brand new branch there and is looking to grow even more, with 45 job openings up for grabs. Senior VP of Operations John Malik says it's more about culture than it is about numbers.
The government wouldn't be investing so much resources into protecting this industry and preparing it for the jobs of the future if it were a job as a last resort. In the U.S., the average tenure in a call center agent position is about 6 months, and that's putting it a lot. We have over 50% of our frontline employees being 5 to 10 years of service with the organization. And I think a lot of that, to your point, has to do with culture, the culture we're creating here, but more importantly, the advancement in terms of a career path here at Voice. A lot of people think, oh, you go into a call center, you're on the phones, and that's a dead end. No, there's like different avenues you can go into. It's just where you start.
Ed Tom believes call centers like Voice aren't a last resort for employment in Belize, but a real career path with purpose and potential.
While we really pride ourselves on our technology and our facilities and so forth, with a world-class technology, what's at the heart of it is our people. And I think you mentioned that, John. Just, the heart of our people, the culture, making it a family environment, making it not just a job, but making it somewhere where you can grow, where you can go from being an agent into IT, into whatever position it might be in finance and so forth. So there's career growth, and that's what it's all about here at Voice. We want to grow our folks. And along with that, while we have 300 active employees right now in Voice, we have a collective over 1,650 years of experience. And so that tells us about the longevity of what our employees come and find at Voice, and that's really what it's all about.
Voice is hosting an open day on Saturday in Orange Walk to fill its 45 vacancies. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Against the backdrop of a rapidly evolving media landscape, the Caribbean Broadcasting Union, CBU, convenes its 56th Annual General Assembly at the Hilton Barbados Resort. This year's gathering brings together broadcasters, media professionals, and policy influencers from across the region to reflect on the state of Caribbean media, celebrate excellence, and chart a course for the future. A highlight of the assembly is the 36th CBU Media Awards Gala, which has drawn a record-breaking 551 entries from 30 organizations across 11 countries and territories, underscoring the vibrancy and diversity of Caribbean storytelling. The event also features keynote addresses from regional leaders, including Prime Minister Mia Amor Motley, and will honor media stalwarts through the CBU Hall of Fame induction.
The point that I'm making is that you as broadcasters cannot only focus on profit, which you must, but you have to accept your responsibility as nation builders and preservers of memory, as Mr. Falk indicated in his speech. And I would therefore like to suggest that there be a clear declaration, agreement coming out of this 56th Assembly at Bridgetown on the eve of Carifesta 15, that you will not simply comply with laws or don't comply in some instances with relation to local content, but that you consciously will assume the responsibility of being the educators of our culture to our people. If not you, who? If not now, when? And the bald reality is that I chose the Mighty Sparrow, but I could as easily have spoken about the art of the region. I could easily be speaking about Irving Burgee, who wrote music that transcended almost the culture of all of the islands of the region. And because we didn't understand the power of what he did sufficiently, it becomes impossible for us to appreciate how he was such a major mover in terms of songwriting and shifting music in the 40s, 50s, 60s, not just in the Caribbean, but globally. These are the things that ought not to be the subject of a speech from a platform by a prime minister, but ought to be part and parcel of what young school children and elderly people and persons who in between the hectic business or while they're mowing lawns on a Saturday or fixing something at home, that the radio or the TV is playing. And at the end of the day, what do we gravitate to the most? Things that reflect our image and sound like us.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.